Melania Trump is often praised for her impeccable style, but even she's had some fashion moments that made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Let's walk through some of her most memorable fashion fails, and trust me, they're hard to forget. First up, the infamous Zara jacket. In 2018, Melania visited a migrant detention center during a nationwide outcry about families being separated at the border. And what did she wear? A green parka with the words, "I really don't care, do you?" splashed across the back. Yep, you heard that right. The internet went wild, calling the jacket tone-deaf and insensitive. Melania's team insisted there was no hidden message, but later she explained her choice.
I wore the jacket to go on the plane and off the plane, and it was for the people and for the left-wing media who are criticizing me, and I want to show them that I don't care.
So, turns out it wasn't just a random fashion choice, huh? Then there was the time she met Queen Letizia of Spain in a heavily embellished Valentino dress that screamed luxury. Meanwhile, debates over Trump's family separation policy were raging across the US. The contrast between the lavish photo op and the harsh political reality rubbed many the wrong way.
I believe in the policies that my husband put together because I believe that we need to be very vigilant who is coming to the country.
And who could forget the $51,000 Dolce & Gabbana floral coat she wore to a G7 meeting in Sicily? The extravagant piece turned heads, but not in a good way. People were shocked by the price tag, especially since she'd just worn another Dolce & Gabbana look to meet the Pope earlier that week. Well, maybe she was just showing off that she's got enough cash for a little modern-day indulgence.
You know, I made a lot of money myself, so it's like I know how it's to work and what money means.
But Melania didn't stop there. When she visited a hurricane-ravaged area in Texas, she showed up in sky-high stiletto heels. Yep, stilettos at a disaster site. Her sleek, high-fashion look was completely impractical for the visit, and people were quick to call it out. Well, at least she showed up, right? But maybe a pair of sturdy boots would have been a better choice for the occasion.
Thank you, Melania. She's doing great. She went through a little rough patch, but she's doing great.
And remember her safari trip to Kenya in 2018? Melania donned a white pith helmet, a symbol tied to colonial oppression in Africa. While she brushed off the backlash, saying people should focus on what I do, not what I wear, the damage was done. The hat became the trip's main headline. Even at Rosalind Carter's funeral in 2023, Melania made waves. While all the other First Ladies wore black, she arrived in a gray coat dress, standing out in the front row. Some felt it was a subtle, respectful variation, but others criticized it as a way for her to draw attention to herself during a somber moment. And let's not overlook the time she gardened with school kids in a $1,380 Balmain plaid shirt. A garden day in designer wear? People couldn't decide if she was a stylish lumberjack or just completely out of touch. But perhaps the most eyebrow-raising look was the hot pink pussy bow blouse she wore to Donald Trump's second presidential debate in 2016. Why? Because just days earlier, the infamous Access Hollywood tape had surfaced, with Trump making crude comments about women.
And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
You can do anything.
The blouse's pussy bow design had everyone wondering, was Melania making a statement or just blissfully unaware?
I'm wondering, when you first saw it, when you first heard it, what did you think?
I said to my husband that, the language is inappropriate. It's not acceptable. And I was surprised because that is not the man that I know.
Sure, Melania's fashion choices may have caused a stir, but she's also had plenty of standout moments. Let's check out some of her best looks that really turned heads for all the right reasons.
First up, her off-the-shoulder dress at the Salute to Our Armed Services inaugural ball in Washington. Crafted by her go-to designer, Hervé Pierre, this couture dress was created in just 2 weeks, and it's one for the history books. Melania later donated it to the Smithsonian National Museum of American History, where it now lives on as part of the First Ladies exhibit. Talk about a dress with a legacy.
We do have a mannequin for the First Lady, of course, but I won't show it to you. That's really like the naked body, there is no...
Next, there was the ball gown she wore for a black-tie dinner at Blenheim Palace in England. This Grecian-inspired off-the-shoulder gown by J. Mendel made Melania look positively regal on her first official visit to Britain. With its fitted bodice and graceful chiffon drapes, it had elegance written all over it. For a state visit to the Taj Mahal, she stepped out in a white jumpsuit by Atelier Kaito for Hervé Pierre. This was no ordinary jumpsuit. It had a Nehru collar and a decorative sash that gave a subtle nod to the rich cultural heritage of the area. It was stunning, to say the least. Melania sure knows how to pay tribute to history while staying chic. Then there was the cream wrap coat she wore to mark the 75th anniversary of D-Day in Portsmouth, England. Paired with Dior pumps and a stylish Philip Treacy hat, the sleek look by the row screamed elegance and poise.
I feel very comfortable with myself and with my body.
And let's not forget the soft pink ensemble she wore in 2019 during a Valentine's visit to the Children's Inn at the National Institute of Health. Designed by Cedric Charlier, this sweet, soft look was perfect for the occasion, as Melania spent time with the children and their families. It's a rare glimpse of the First Lady in a softer, more approachable light, and she pulled it off flawlessly. A year later, she turned heads again with a bold red trench coat on Valentine's Day. This 1970s-inspired piece by Les Reveries was paired with navy Louboutin pumps and Saint Laurent sunglasses. It wasn't just a coat, it was a statement. Melania was channeling pure power in that look.
Well, I studied design and architecture, and it's my passion. It's in me.
At the Presidential Medal of Freedom ceremony, she wore an Elie Saab haute couture cocktail dress that reportedly cost a whopping $7,450. This semi-sheer tea-length gown was the definition of glam. Talk about living the high life. When Melania welcomed the Colombian president and first lady to the White House, she wowed everyone in a hot pink Fendi houndstooth coat. It was like she was channeling a real-life Barbie, bold, fun, and totally unforgettable. Seriously, I'm all about this look. One of her most unforgettable moments was when she visited Westminster Abbey in London. She met Queen Elizabeth and the royal family in a gorgeous Dolce & Gabbana dress with navy blue accents, topped off with a matching hat by Hervé Pierre. Talk about making an entrance. She looked every bit the part of royalty herself. It's hard not to imagine the Queen giving her a silent nod of approval.
The design is very important.
And how could we forget her farewell look? For her final day as First Lady, Melania chose a classic Chanel two-piece paired with long leather gloves, a Bottega Veneta bag, and sleek black Louboutin stilettos. It was polished, classy, and totally chic, a perfect send-off for a First Lady who always turned heads. So, Melania has served up some seriously stylish moments over the years, each with its own unique flair. But which one stands out to you the most? Let me know your favorite.